The Wizard of Quantum by Johann Ortel. Chapter 8, The Final Act. It is the evening of March 23, 1998. After months of heart-stopping performances, unbeknownst to its performers, this night was destined for tragedy, the final bow of the Silva Bullet Act. In the dimly lit theater, the hooded figure raised the .375 Magnum revolver in his one hand, once again, checking his timepiece with the other. Back at the apartment, Abramo stood ready with a blanket in hand, a space cleared before him. He nervously paced in place, glancing at his timepiece, his breath quickening in anticipation. Waiting. The gunshot echoed through the theater. As the bullet struck Massimo's chest, his body transcended into superposition, the impact pushing him through the quantum mirror as the bullet shattered the wooden prop. In an instant, he transcended through Abramo's body, the force of the impact hurling Massimo's naked body across the apartment floor. Abramo rushed over with a blanket, covering his brother. He shook him. Massimo! Massimo! But there was no response. Desperately, he activated the defibrillator. As it charged with a high-pitched whine, he waited impatiently before sending a pulse of electricity through Massimo's torso. Still, nothing. Massimo! Abramo shouted in desperation. Something was terribly wrong. Back at the theater, Massimo's empty robe lay on the floor as the crowd applauded, unaware of the turmoil unfolding behind the scenes. The hooded figure in the ruby-red robe walked off the stage. Meanwhile, in Abramo's apartment, the defibrillator emitted a high-pitched whine as it charged again. Abramo delivered another pulse to Massimo's lifeless body, but still, there was no response. Massimo? He pleaded, his voice trembling. Gripping his Nokia 3110, he keyed in 911, his thumb shaking as it hovered over the call button. What would he say? How would he even begin to explain this? He decided to call Marcus instead. Back at the theater, the hooded figure exited the stage and entered the backstage area. His cell phone vibrated, and he pulled it from his pocket, seeing Abramo's name on the gray LCD screen. Slipping into a dark corner, he removed his hood to reveal Marcus, looking the same age as he did in the present day. He answered the call. Marcus, the machine. It's not working. I don't know what to do. Abramo's voice trembled with panic. Should I call 911? No, don't do that. Don't do that. Marcus replied, his voice calm and steady. Out of nowhere, a young teenager appeared, a camera in hand. Marcus instinctively extended his arm to block the lens, but it was too late. The flash lit up his face, momentarily blinding him. By the time Marcus recovered and his vision cleared, the young paparazzo was gone. Damn it, Marcus cursed, frustration lacing his tone. His focus snapped back to Abramo's voice on the other end of the call. Marcus! Marcus! Marcus regained his composure. Listen to me. Calm down. I'm on my way. Marcus and Susan arrived outside the New York apartment. Susan was asleep in the back seat as usual. Back in a minute, Marcus whispered before heading inside. There was a knock on the apartment door. Abramo, with his bruised face, opened it. Marcus entered, shaking his head. Where is he? Marcus asked. Abramo pointed around the corner. Marcus found Massimo's lifeless body, covered with a blanket. Kneeling beside him, Marcus checked for a pulse, then covered Massimo's head with the blanket. What are we going to tell Susan? Abramo asked, his voice breaking. Nothing, Marcus said firmly. We tell her nothing. What have we done? Abramo cried, overwhelmed with grief. Marcus grabbed Abramo's bruised, tear-streaked face. Listen to me, Marcus said urgently. From this point onward, you are Massimo Silva. You will be a father to Susan. Abramo continued to sob, his grief palpable. Look at me, Marcus said, his voice rising. We must protect Susan. We must protect her from this pain. Do you understand? Abramo nodded through his tears. Later that night, on a remote mountain pass, Massimo's body was placed into Abramo's car. The car was set alight and pushed over the edge of a cliff. As the vehicle crashed and exploded at the bottom, Marcus and Abramo stood at the top of the cliff, watching the inferno below. Tonight, Marcus's voice intoned, Abramo Silva will die in a car accident, along with all his problems in this world. As they stood on the cliff, the flames consumed the car, but the secrets and the lies remained intact.